Hi, my name's Hannah, and my village project experience was exciting and new.
And my name is Cole, and my village project was enjoyable and unique.
Hi, I'm Maeve, and my village project was fun and rewarding.
A hypothetical student, Elise, during my village project experience worked well with others and knew that there would be a reward for her good behavior. Elise would take her reading and homework time to read to other students. She was very fluent with picture books for a first grader. Elise knew that when homework and reading time was over that she needed to put her books away, and oftentimes she picked up other students' books and sat at a zero to wait for instructions. Elise did this every time homework and reading time was over because she knew that she would be rewarded with a ticket to cash in at the end of the month and receive a prize of her choice. This demonstration of behavior management emphasizes positive reinforcement. Intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. Jimmy is our intrinsic fictional character. He does his homework and projects when assigned because he wants to do well in school and become an astronaut one day. He is intrinsically motivated to work hard because his reward is comprehension of his schoolwork and success in his future. We also have our fictional character, Lacey. Lacey does not enjoy school as much as some of her fellow classmates, but she loves to get involved when there is candy. Lacey is extrinsically motivated, which means it is hard to get her to work diligently for a specific goal if she knows there will be no immediate reward. Unfortunately, educators have found that the quickest way to get participation from students is by offering a reward immediately, aka extrinsic motivation. Research has shown that intrinsic motivation is the best for students and for their futures when it comes to getting themselves motivated.
Scaffolding is a ton of help in the classroom. The first way to apply scaffolding is to tap into prior knowledge. It asks students to share their own experiences, hunches, and ideas about the content or concept of study, and have them relate and connect it to their own lives. Sometimes you may have to offer hints and suggestions, leading them to the connections a bit, but once they get it, they will grasp it as their own. The second way to use scaffolding is to use visual aids. Graphic organizers, pictures, and charts can all serve as scaffolding tools. Graphic organizers are very specific in the way they help kids visually represent their ideas, organize information, and grasp concepts such as sequencing and cause and effect. When trying to teach students about math fractions in Village Project, I was stumped. But through visual aids such as making a pie or a pizza, they quickly grasped the concepts because they could see, draw, and have a hands-on experience. Spiral curriculum is using prior knowledge, stacking it on top of one another, and getting a final product. By playing off one thing from another, we can acquire the final answer. In Village Project, I had to help a student walk through a math problem. Without showing them the answer, I drew one out like so. 4 divided by 1, 24. You must first figure out if 4 can go into 1. So in other words, which number is bigger, 4 or 1? So you must make it 4 divided by 12. By adding 4 plus 4 plus 4, you can get 12. By knowing how to add, we can then multiply 4 times 3 and get 12. You then subtract 12 minus 12 and get 0. Finally, you bring down the 4. 4 plus what equals 4? 0. So by previously knowing and playing off the prior knowledge of our math skills, we figure out our final answer is 31.
Metacognition is a term we learned in class. Simply put, metacognition is thinking about your own thinking. In the Village Project, I work with middle schoolers. They are currently working on math. In math, they are doing two-step equations, which would be something like 3x plus 5 equals 8. Some of them do not understand this concept of two-step equations, so they need to think about it in more simpler terms. X plus 5 equals 8. By removing the 3, they can focus just on the equation in simple terms. In order to solve the equation, they need to use metacognition. They need to think about what they are thinking about in order to focus and solve the problem. Self-efficacy is a term that was originally defined by Albert Bandura. It is heavily based on beliefs, especially personal beliefs, and the influence of others. Others could be teachers, volunteers, and older peers. There's a girl I specifically work with in the Village Project. I sit next to her every time I go in. In the beginning, she was not motivated to do her math homework because she did not believe she was good at math. She would kind of try and then give up right away and say she couldn't do it. Every week I would encourage her and tell her that she could do it and it was possible. Through my encouragement, she then believed that she herself could do the math problems. Now she even can do problems on her own and participates regularly in class.